Hey everybody, it's Curtis here. Now the 30-day ab challenge is over. I'm going to be talking about the 5 things I do to put on lean muscle mass. Let's do it. Heading into the grocery store. Okay, so just like before, we're going to keep this running going. Why do we do that? So that we can keep this body fat in check. It's important to put on size when you're trying to get some lean muscle mass, but it's also important to keep it in check. So running is a way that you can do it along with stationary cardio, like the treadmill, bike, whatever else you need to do. But you got to keep moving in order to keep that lean muscle mass, keep that going. Also, it's important to keep your metabolism going. And so, of course, doing this cardio, running, keeps that metabolism going so that you can eat those extra calories. And that's what we're doing here. Keeping it going so that we can stay nice and lean, and we can afford to eat a lot of extra calories to put on the extra weight so we can lift heavier in the gym. Another thing about the cardio is to keep that muscle stamina high. So by doing this extra cardio, you can go high reps, capitalize off of the muscle stamina. So with those extra calories in there, doing this cardio, what happens is that you can go high reps with weights, tax that muscle. Sort of like when you're dieting, but now you got a lot of extra calories to grow, and that's important. All right, so we did a couple laps. Now we're gonna hit some bar work. Keep that same idea of utilizing the body weight. Some of the same tactics we use to get lean for the ab challenge, but now the difference is that we're using it to keep the ligaments and tendons strong, so that when we go in there, train with those heavy weights, we don't have to worry about not being strong enough with our tendons and ligaments, which is something that bars are real helpful. So let's get started on those. See, what I'm doing is keeping the high reps, keeping what's called the dynamic training going, so that I can keep this fat burning process going. High reps with the bar work, low rest in between. That way, tax that muscle, strengthen the ligaments, tendons, and that way it benefits me when I hit the weight room with the real weights, with the big weights, while keeping that body fat in check. Even though I'm going to be intaking a lot of calories. Like we just saw in the first video, making the heavier food, the spaghetti, all those extra calories, the sauce, things like that. they're gonna put the extra weight on you. So you gotta keep it in check by incorporating these types of things. Let's get another set. All right, so these are the things you need to be doing. Hitting the outside bar work as well as being in the gym. Now let's talk more about this. All right, so number 3 we're gonna talk about here is the food for gaining that size. What you wanna try to do is what I did in the first video. Keep the food nice and high in calories. You can incorporate some fat and some sugar. So you can do like your meat and potatoes, your chicken and rice, but you can have some sauces in there. You can have some bread. You can have even some decadents like a cake and things like that. But what you want to try to do is make sure that you don't overload it. A lot of times, my rule of thumb is that when I start to feel a little too full in the stomach, I may cut it down. I may take away things like having soda or any sugar drinks in lieu of having something decadent like a piece of chocolate. So you want to sort of moderate these things in order for you to put on the extra calories but keep the fat under control. All right, number 4 on that list. What we want to work on when you're trying to build that size is weights. So you want to make sure that you keep that weight up. You want to keep that, use basic movements, free weights, barbells, and you can incorporate dumbbells, but you want to try to make sure that you're lifting heavy within safe reason. Like I talked about earlier with the bars, you do want to keep high rep days, but you want to make sure that you're trying to sometimes hit those personal bests. And in order to get that size and keep that size and keep growing. So it's longer rest in between, lower reps with the heavy weight, okay? All right, number 5 on that list, last but not least, is the supplements. We did supplements with a 30-day ab challenge. You can keep the supplements going here. You can do the branched chain aminos and things like that. If you want to do your vitamin C, your multivitamins, you can do your glutamine. You can even do creatine. Creatine is good for muscle repair. Sometimes it makes you hold a little water, so it depends on what type you get. So there are some that have less water retention. You can do other types of supplements. If you're in those, there's muscle building type of supplements. You can do protein shakes. Try to find the ones with low calories. Unless you're a hard gainer. If you're a hard gainer, you can do weight gainer. But if you already have that extra weight on there, you can do whey protein, casein protein, and keep everything low. Use still water. If you're a hard gainer, you can use milk. Things I used to do when I was younger. But supplements you can still use. But remember, it's supplemental to the food that you eat first. And don't forget to subscribe down here. Hit that subscription button and click the notifications to get the updates on the videos. It's going to be a lot more where those come from. And don't forget Fisher 20 for ATS Lab supplements. You get 20% off. We'll see you next time.